another video of me building my own house.
Can't really remember when I spoke to you guys last, but a lot has happened. As you can see, I'm on crutches. Broke my knee. I've still been into it, even with the broken leg, but it's what you got to do when you're building your own home and trying to make ends meet. Site slowed down a bit for a couple of months, but we're making progress now. We got our timber delivery right on time, which was pretty good with COVID and everything happening. And now we're starting to build the lower floor. But it's been a pretty epic journey getting here. We've had a lot of rain this winter, and the site looks nice now with all the sand in, but it was a bog, especially for pouring this slab here. Could barely get the digger in and out, and we had excavated some of the area under the slab to get the digger in for the underground tanks, which are sort of below our feet here somewhere. We've just covered the lids so that they don't get messed up with trucks driving on them. But yeah, all that fill was real squishy, and we had to get some stormwater pipes through for where our tanks sit. That's for the sealed system, so stormwater will go up to the tanks, out the tanks, down into the underground tanks, and then the overflow from that will head out to the creek. And then digging all the trenches through was just squishy hard work for the lads. But we got the slab down, which is good place to stack some flooring material. And that timber came about the day that they finished the brickwork, so all the blocks and the piers were sort of done and the timber arrived. The core filled the stumps and timber floors going out on that. Got the thermal break, you can see in our brickwork, to thermally separate that from the air under the house. So that was something new the brickies had never seen before. But masonry is a good conductor of energy, so breaking that will help keep that pantry nice and stable temperature and not lose too much energy through the brickwork. We've had a lot of pipe work coming in. We got that little 70 pipe, that's from our ag drain, goes all the way through. There's another one down there that attaches to it, and you can see a bit of the trench to the well. So all the ag pipe that's taking ground moisture away from our footings goes into our well, so that's also nice filtered water. And then we've got our sewer lines punched through the little blockwork retaining wall. And also I don't know if you can see, that's the other end of the sealed system. That's our stink pipe, as they would call it. And down here we have the pickup from the well, and then a garden irrigation pipe that heads out to a tap further out in the garden. So, and then all our electrical mains punches through the wall. That'll get clipped on the inside of this wall and up to our meter box, our subboard inside the house. So that comes down from the meter box into the subboard. So yeah, we've had a fair process of it. Since I probably last saw you, we hadn't done any footing, so we got a strip footing tying everything together, because we got lots of moisture content with the well and the clay and the creek, and there's a fair bit of ground heave. Everywhere where there's a stump pier, we had to bore that down with an auger down to rock and then fill that up. And then where it's under a strip footing, we filled it up to under strip footing height with all starter bars in it, and then cut the strip footing in over the top of it. We did it in 3 stages, so we haven't had a single pumper truck for this whole job. So we poured the back, trucks were able to back in, then poured the center section, trucks backed in, poured that, and then the front section. And then last but not least was this sort of retaining wall coming through here and the slab. So there's been a bit of concrete in it, but I think less than if it had been a slab on grade. Not that we could have done that here, being on the floodplain, but the footings are strong. My grandpa he was an architect, he always said everything starts with a good foundation. As long as you've got a good foundation, you can build anything. So you know, if in future, if a renovation wants to happen or we add more weight or anything, you know, we have a good foundation. And with it all being tied together and the amount of ground heave, at least we're not relying on the timber flooring to tie the house together. We sort of got the concrete tying the house together, and the timber frame just acts out of its own accord. So yeah, it's been a fair bit of concreting, fair bit of work getting out of the ground, lots of time spent. Probably with the broken leg in between didn't help, but we're finally out and we're into framing, and we should have the roof on sometime before summer, hopefully, and then we'll look at cladding it and getting in at some stage. But yeah, we'll see how we go with my hop along leg. I've been hopping along already so far. It's just hard carrying stuff with crutches. You're better off hopping around. I was actually up there, I might show you a photo. We got 2 pads up there for where the water tanks sit on, and I was up on some ladders and some planks, and they were feeding me buckets of concrete, and I was dumping them out up there and finishing the concrete pad. So I've still been into it even with the broken leg, but it's what you got to do when you're building your own home and trying to make ends meet. So yeah, we'll get there. It's very exciting though that we're out of the ground finally, and can get to the building part of it, show people that things are actually moving along, because so far it's been a lot of money and a lot of work for, you know, stuff that's all buried. You know, here's our underground tanks. That was a epic effort and you don't even see it. So yeah, it's nice to start being rewarded for the work that we are doing with visual progress. So yeah, I think I'll leave that there for now, a little vlog of where we're at on the job.
Thanks for watching. If you're still here, you may as well chuck a like on this video, and on the next video we're going to be covering first fix framing, so subscribe to stay tuned.
And I'll see you all next time.